Okay, so now I'm going to teach you about how to use the camera in After Effects for your kinetic dipole assignment. Okay, so as usual, after you arrange it like this, after have arranged your phone, right? So you can right click at this all this blank area and then open a null object. Okay, null object is like you can make the null object the parent of the text so that whenever you move the parent and then the children will move as well. So if I select all these and then I parent it to null object. So now if I control my null object, then you can see that I can control them. But one very important thing is when you open your null object, right, you need to, this will be the anchor point. So in this design, where you want it to be the anchor point, let's say I want it to be here, I have to move it here. Then select this tree, click at the parent here, choose null object. Okay, so see now if I rotate, everything will rotate together. If I scale, everything will scale together. So I scale this down. Okay, scale down like this. And then now I want to select this another 5. Open another null object. What the rock is cooking. And then parent it to null 2. So I scale this down as well. Move it here. Okay, so by controlling the null object, you can control the entire design. Okay, of course you can stack a lot more design if you want. Okay, so after you have done design, then you have to sync the audio with it. Okay. A, U, well, what? Okay, I forgot to make the com longer. Okay, so what the rock is okay. If you smell what the rock is cooking. Okay, so after you have synced it, okay, there are two ways to do it lah. You can actually animate some of your word here first, then only use the camera. You can do that also, or you want to do the camera first, then only you do the animation also can. So let's say for now I demo the one is you do the camera first, then only you do the motion. Okay, so when you click here, you toggle switch and mode. You can see you can change two modes. So when you can see this, because when you want to if you want to do a camera, right, you must open all the 3D layers. Okay, after I open it, then I lock all the layers. Make sure you lock everything because it's very dangerous lah. If you didn't lock it. Okay, now I can open a new camera. Okay, do not take the depth of field. Okay, if you use the C, if you keep pressing C, you can see that the cursor is changing, right? So mostly we use this one for panning around the motion, and this one to zoom in, zoom out. We seldom we use rotation because if you rotate it, then it's very hard for you to rotate it back. So usually if you want to rotate, we will do the rotation here. Okay. So then we can start to animate lah. Okay, so for your first scene, Usually first scene I seldom will animate one, just show. But if you want to animate also can one. Okay, so by using this one to pan and this to zoom. Okay, if okay, you must remember a formula lah. By looking at all these timeline, you know where the next word will come out one. So the formula is like this. If you want your animation to have a pause, not like just keep running around. Okay, now I know that this is the where it sounds to you. Okay, you can add 2 keyframes first, and then you go in front a few frames. Remember, the longer you go in front, the slower. Okay, so let's say a few frames, add 2 keyframes. Okay, then you use this to go back to the second keyframe, then only you drag it out. So that this one I lock the animation of if. This is the new what I want to see when I go to you. So from if we go to you. Okay, if you. Then the next one is smell. Okay, smell is a bit different because smell you need to do rotation. So at here we will click these two, add the Z rotation. Then go few frame in front, do the same, add the keyframe, click this to go back to here. Now I can do rotation less than 90 degree and then move it to the middle. Okay, we know the smell is very long, we need to drag, but when should we stop the animation? It should, of course, it should be before the next word come out, which is the what here lah. So before the what, okay, a few frames before the what, I need to drag this over here, okay, by holding shift. So now I get this. Okay, of course, the what is also coming out here, As usual, you must add keyframe, and we need to rotate back, so we need to add a Z rotation. So we go a few frames in front where is the keyframe just now, we can add another Z rotation. Okay, now when we go to here, set this back to 0, then you can move the what here. What? Okay, the next one. Okay, sometimes when you see that it's this close, right? When your speech is very fast, you cannot do like what I do here, which is you just keep showing every single word. So like this one, the rock is actually very fast. It happens within a minute, 1 second. So when you have very fast motion, very fast speech, you don't do the motion on individually lah. You can show 2 words together or even a whole paragraph together one. So what? Okay, the is here. Add 2 keyframe. Go few frame in front. Add 2 keyframe and go back here. So okay, this I need to zoom out of this because later the rock, when the word the rock come out, I have enough space for it lah. So let's see. Okay, so I don't have to do another zoom in for the rock because now it can fit for 2. Okay, after that the next one is, so as usual, click 2, go in front, click 2, go back. Okay, where you want the is to be. Let's say I want to zoom in. Is okay, the next word, cooking, add 2 frame, go in front, add 2, go back. Okay, sometimes after you have the end of the animation, right, you can zoom out everything to let people see the design, so that people are not just keep seeing the zoom in, but after the zoom in, people can see the entire design. Okay, So one thing is you see that this L is here, which I wish that I want to delete it because it is spoiling the design lah. Because I only need the smell here. Okay. After this, I don't really need it. So you need to pick the correct time to delete the smell lah, when it's not visible. So what the raw? Okay. So when you're showing the east, you cannot see the smell lah. So I can go and find the smell, unlock it, Control Shift D, and then delete the back part. Okay, so now after I zoom out, the L is gone. So the design looks much better. Okay, now you have done this right, if you feel like some of the scene that you feel like you want to animate, okay, so I unlock them. Actually for this one it's okay because it's quite fast, but imagine if you are doing much slower, then you need to have some basic animation lah. Let's say U. Okay, I want to do an animation on U. So I'm gonna find U. Okay, U is here. Remember the animation that we do without the camera one? It's the same thing lah. Let's say I do a scale animation. Add a scale, extend in front to decide the speed, set it back to 0. So if you I have a zoom in animation here. What the raw, maybe the east I want to animate. So press P, position, and then this one, let's say I drag this here. So the animation is I have some animation here. Okay, not only camera movement, but the word itself also have some animation. Or what the rock? Okay, the rock. Remember the 3D animation? Now it's already at 3D layer. So if you press R, I use the X rotation, extend in front, add another one, go back. Okay. Animate at the front. Okay. So if you smell what the rock. Okay. So you usually if your scene is very fast, maybe you don't have animation, but sometimes your scene have, or let's say the rock here, there's a pause. So maybe you want to add some animation to make it look better. Okay. Another animation trick that I can teach you is if you go to your effect and preset. If it's not here, you can come to here and click effects and preset. Okay, you type TYPE, type. Then you should be able to see there's a effect called typewriter here. Okay, or just say typewriter. Okay, apply the typewriter to this layer and I press U to show the keyframe. Okay, right now the animation is very slow lah, because entire animation costs like 1, 2, 3, 4 seconds. You can make this faster. Okay, what this effect do is it help you to animate the every alphabet one by one. If you smell what the rock is cooking. Okay. So this is the basic of basically almost cover the camera lah. But one thing, if after you've done this right, after you have done this, and then you feel like, oh okay, I've done this, so I don't want my whole animation to be just camera. Some of them I want to use back the traditional 2D animation. I don't want to use the camera. Okay, so after you have done this part right, you can actually select everything and then layer, pre-compose, part 1. Okay, part 1 is here. Everything is done here, still the same. So I can animate it, maybe I position, then I drag it go out. is cooking. Okay, maybe a little bit too fast. Add it at the back here. Okay, so let's say if now based on this music at the end we don't have anything, but let's say if we do the same thing, it's the very wrong one, and after this, okay, then we can start to do back the normal. Okay, okay, remember Control D to duplicate, and then you can edit. Okay, this is remember the faster way to type lah. Review to not. Okay, let's say after this you want to continue back the normal animation. Of course, the first thing is, let's say you got sync. Okay, you sync the review do not. Okay, review do not. Okay, then the normal way of animation is we add keyframe, extend in front. Okay, let's say I drag this. This one, use the pen and then drag the anchor point here. Okay, add a keyframe, extend in front. Add a keyframe, extend in front, turn it down here. Then maybe this one I want to do opacity. Add opacity, extend in front, 0. If use, you do not. Okay, so by doing this, right, so at the front here you have 3D motion, and then after you animate out the 3D part, the camera movement, okay, you want to add in some more subtle one, which is like normal without camera movement one. Okay, depends on your scene because maybe not the entire clip that you need the camera to be there one. Okay, maybe you want to mix two motion to achieve a better effect, you can do that lah. Okay, so after you do this, and then if the next part, okay, let's say you have another part where you feel like, oh, after this one is done, I have another part I want to do a 3D one. Okay, then the next part you open back 3D and then put in a new camera. Okay, but you have to move the camera and move the camera to this part. So this part onward, I can do some I can Control M with camera. Okay, of course you need to trim away the parts here. Control Shift D, delete. Okay, so this one is normal, and then you have the animation again, the camera ones. Okay, so this is the way how you mix different thing. First you have camera, then you have 2D, then you go back to camera again. So after this one is done, again you can recompose to a layer, and one Shift D, delete. The front part that you don't need, you have delete as well. Okay, so now keep everything tidy. Okay, you have camera, normal, and then camera again. If at the back you want to add another normal one, also can. So by doing this, you know how to navigate between and how to it's very flexible for you to use camera or you do not want to use camera. Okay, another quick tips is okay, what if you don't plan to use any camera at all? Okay, you don't plan to use any camera at all. But after you have finished your entire animation, okay, after you have finished your entire animation, you feel like this part is like, is it one set, two set, and then three set. The three set is the same animation. Then you feel like, oh, maybe it's a bit boring. So I want to make it more interesting. Let's say I want to make this part with camera motion. So